Hey everyone, good afternoon. I'm Mia Blum. I'm the co-chair of Baltimore's Commission on Sustainability.
I'm Miriam Avens. I'm also the co-chair on the Commission of Sustainability. And on behalf of the whole commission and the Office of Sustainability, welcome. We are so glad you're here at today's Sustainability Open House. This is an annual event that brings together people in Baltimore who care about sustainability and want to know what's happening, with so many organizations and agencies that are doing the work and serve as resources for neighborhoods. We won't take much of your time because we know you all need to be talking amongst yourselves.
So today we've got something special. We have an announcement of Baltimore's LEED Gold certification. The rating system encompasses sustainability and much more: quality of life, health, equity, resilience, infrastructure, and energy, and helps the city demonstrate its commitments to its citizen. We're grateful to have Mayor Scott here to talk about his accomplishment, and Ava Richardson, Director of the Office of Sustainability, who share more about what's next on Baltimore's sustainability agenda. First, to share more about this achievement means for the city, I'd like to welcome Hillary Varnador, Vice President with us from the U.S. Green Building Council. So Hillary.
Thank you so much. It's so good to be here. I'm actually grew up in Frederick County, Maryland, but I live in Tucson now, so it's amazing to be back in Maryland. And I got to bring my daughter Bree with me because she's going to visit some friends and family, and so she's getting to see Morgan State, which is awesome. She's a senior in high school this upcoming year. So thanks, Mayor Scott, so much, along with the Department of Planning and the Office of Sustainability, for inviting me here today. It's an honor to be with you as we celebrate the City of Baltimore's LEED Gold certification. Maybe you didn't notice it when you came in the door, but we're actually in a building that was certified LEED Gold. But you may wonder, what does it mean to certify an entire city? So the LEED for Cities rating system was actually built by and for local governments who are pursuing a more sustainable future. And I've been working with the City of Baltimore for a really long time because they've been helping to refine and evolve that rating system over the years so that now it's a global rating system. It started in the US. But it's intended to serve as a roadmap and a guide for local efforts while accelerating sustainability progress at the entire jurisdictional scale. So we're measuring all the way out to your city boundary, not just municipal operations. LEED for Cities provides a baseline assessment of where you are today, and we just heard about some of the things that it covers, like green buildings, solid waste management, land use planning, renewable energy, transportation, air and water quality, and those other factors contributing to quality of life that you'll hear more about. Globally, there are about 130 local governments that have certified in LEED for Cities, but not many have recertified like Baltimore. So Baltimore was a 5-star community in maybe 2015. I'm forgetting the date, I should have written it down, but you've come back and now you're using the new version of the rating system, LEED for Cities, and your LEED Gold, and we really applaud not only today's achievement, but really that commitment over time to data-driven decision-making and the investment in the actions that move the needle on community conditions or the outcomes that we see across our city. So I'm going to dig into results just a little bit to give you an idea of some of the things that really stand out to me, because I go to these certification events a lot and I see other cities all around the globe working on this. So a couple of cool things to share. So the city performed exceptionally well on transportation, energy, and water performance. And what that means that compared to peer cities, you consume less drinking water, take fewer single occupancy vehicle trips, and you're actually generating less greenhouse gas emissions per capita than some of your peer cities. You led in the natural systems category. Kind of obvious when you drive around town. It's so green. We know you have a lot of green spaces, protected spaces, but I think it's important. More than 14% of the city's land area is in natural resource conservation, but 87% of dwelling units are within a half-mile walk distance to public open spaces, parks that you can get to that you don't have to pay to get in. They're not private. That's a big deal. It's a really high number. And I think you all here are really familiar with the work on disaster preparedness and resilience planning. That's another key part of that category. The city performed well on green building policy and incentives. Of course, I'm from U.S. Green Building Council. You'd expect me to lift that up, but not every city does well. I mean, honestly, most places get 1 out of 4 points, and you got 3 out of 4, and that's really good. There's still some work to do. But you track your own public building energy use. You offer financial incentives in the form of tax credits for high performance rental housing and new construction. And in case you didn't know, buildings actually account for nearly 40% of all greenhouse gas emissions in a city. So by building green, we're reducing the impact the buildings have on climate change and building resilience in our homes and our communities where we live. But the most fun category, if you get into the results a bit yourself, is the innovation category. That's where we see things that the city's doing that may not fit right in neatly to the rating system. Maybe it's something where they're going above and beyond, or things they're doing that we need to kind of catch up on and bring in over time. So a couple of areas there that I thought were really exciting. We're growing the market for locally made goods, community-led placemaking, community resilience hubs, which there are a lot of them here, in the advanced floodplain management. Those are all things that I think a lot of people around the country have heard about, but I have definitely in the past. So LEED certification provides tangible results, and cities like Baltimore are ready to act on these results. And today is a perfect event because they've brought their community together. You're all here. There are booths where you can talk to others, learn how you can get involved. Perhaps you represent a community foundation or you're on a local board. You have ways to kind of hook up and talk about where you're aligning your strategic goals, and you can work together to take it forward. So if you're a resident and you're here tonight, obviously, like, get out there and talk to as many booths and find a program or a project that you can engage on. And I think the city would like you to go home and tell a friend or neighbor too, because if they're not here and maybe they didn't know about it. You can also, by talking to the Office of Sustainability tonight, learn how to get engaged in the Climate Action Plan and the DP3, Disaster Preparedness Plan, which those processes are underway now. So they're really looking for people to engage and help out. But whatever the direction that you take, the U.S. Green Building Council is here to support you. My colleagues, I know Ben Evans is here. He's our federal policy director. He lives in Baltimore, so you have a USGBC staffer here. And then I don't know if Sade is here, but we have a new member, a new staff member who's also representing your city. So we're here to help. And now for the fun part, I get to invite Mayor Scott up, and we are going to pass along. I'm going to hand you this amazing plaque that is a unique one and only. All right. So congratulations. I didn't say that part.
Thank you, bro. Yeah, we should do that.
Great. Okay. And turtle. Make sure turtle's in there.
Come on, turtle.
Here. Okay.
You said the guy with the camera's like 30 of them. The big camera. Good.
All right. Congratulations.
Because I say. Good evening. Oh, hold on. All right, there we go. Good evening, everyone, and thank you, Hillary, and congratulations, Baltimore. Let's make some noise. Hillary, I'm glad you led me into that by saying there's more work to do. I like gold, but I like platinum even more. So next time, we have to make sure that we're platinum. We just have to keep working very hard. I am really glad to be here have this event celebrating the diverse partners and projects that, oops, sorry about that, that make, let me back, there we go, that make our city more sustainable as setting the announcement to this achievement. I want to start by thanking all of our partners. Obviously, Mia and Miriam, the co-chairs of our Sustainability Commission. Let's give them another round of applause. All of our members on the commission of sustainability, please wave. If you're here, just wave your hands. There you go. Everybody wave, wave, wave. And of course, Hillary and the team at U.S. Green Building Council for honoring Baltimore's record of leadership in sustainability with this LEED Gold certification. platinum certification loading is what we'll say. But I also want to recognize our elected officials who are here. Delegate Boyce, who's actually also on the commission. Delegate, wave your hand again, ma'am. And of course, our delegate and deputy director of planning, Stephanie Smith, so she gets double the wave and hand clap. Our elected officials really play a critical role in advancing Baltimore's sustainability and resiliency efforts, so we want to always recognize them. I also appreciate the deep work of our external partners and that are champions of this work. The Bank of America Charitable Foundation, which has supported a lead for cities with USGBC, with grants to cities and communities, including us here in Baltimore, enabling the certification process with reduced fees and the provision of technical assistance and staff support from USGBC. We are grateful for the support and the partnership in pursuing this LEED Gold certification. The certification that we're celebrating tonight recognizes the progress that we are making and serves as an example to others across Maryland, the country, and even the world. Through LEED certification, we are positioned to communicate our city's sustainability performance goals in a consistent format that is used around the world. The city of Baltimore is committed to sustainability, human health, and economic prosperity, and this LEED certification is reflective of that. It not only helps us benchmark our current performance, but it educates our residents, visitors, and business owners about progress and priorities, and also enable us to have that continuous improvement that you heard Hillary talking about, making our city a place where current residents want to stay and new residents want to live in. Points, as you heard, awarded for our innovation and other credits under the LEED for Cities framework recognize several of our sustainability programs that promote and contribute to Baltimore's unique character. The Healthy Harbor Initiative, our family of trash wheels that we see throughout the harbor that have prevented over 2,000 tons of trash from entering our harbor. Let's clap for that. As a frequent kayaker on the harbor, I am also very grateful that it doesn't end up in my kayak. We have to keep the water clean, and one day we'll be able to swim in it safely every day of the year, not just most. Leadership from the Department of Planning and CHAT to promote historic preservation and adaptive reuse of vacant buildings. BDC's Made in Baltimore program, which supports local makers and manufacturers to create jobs and strengthen our local economy. DPW's Growth Centers, which are neighborhood greening resource hubs that link our residents and communities to materials and technical expertise for greening projects, and the community-led placemaking program, which allows community organizations to implement creative projects such as parklets, art, or educational signage along sidewalks, roadways, or other areas maintained by DOT. Baltimore's LEED Gold certification also recognizes the leadership of our city and other partners in making our communities and infrastructure more resilient in the face of climate change. Even though everyone in the room knows that, for some folks we have to say it since the recording, climate change is real. We have to keep saying it again and again. Just remember that we were living in an orange fog for 2 days, and this is the first time it rained in Lord knows how long. These efforts include integrated water management by DPW, grid harmonization strategies implemented by BTE, and the leadership of the Office of Sustainability to advance resilience and disaster preparedness plannings, the Community Resilience Hubs program, and enhance floodplain management through the participation in the community rating system. Achieving LEED Gold certification goes beyond a pledge. By pursuing and achieving this certification, my administration, we all as a city, are demonstrating accountability, leadership, and transparency. In 2021, I released the Mayor's Action Plan, which identifies goals and actions under 5 priority pillars, one of which is creating clean and healthy communities. This achievement completes Clean and Healthy Communities Action 6.10, demonstrate improved sustainability performance by achieving LEED Gold certification from the U.S. Green Building Council. So we set a goal and we achieved the goal. We will remain committed to that continuous improvement across the sustainability focus through all of our pillars, but we will never give up. This work it's going to be a lot longer than me, a lot longer than the delegates, a lot longer than all of us working in these roles. And what we have to continue to do each and every day is set the next generation up to build on this tough work. But in order to set them up for success, we have to do a lot of the tough work on the front end. Despite the reality that much of it should have been done before we got here, We have to do it now so that we're passing the world off in a better place so that they can build and take us to whatever. I guess diamond is the certification after platinum, right? If going by record sales. For the young, I know young folks in the room don't understand that, but the other folks do. Once again, thank you all for being here tonight, but more importantly, for your commitment to making Baltimore a more equitable, sustainable, and resilient city. Now, I am pleased to introduce the real star of the show, the Director of Baltimore Office of Sustainability, Ava Richardson, to share more about our efforts and current sustainability efforts throughout Baltimore. Ava?
Star of the show. That is a title that I've never had. So. But good evening, everyone. I want to thank you all for coming out tonight and being here and joining us for our annual Sustainability Open House. I really want to thank Mayor Scott and the administration, as well as all of our sustainability commissioners, USGBC, and all the amazing organizations here that are tabling, sharing your work, your efforts to advance climate change work across the city. Also want to acknowledge our team in the Baltimore Office of Sustainability. If we can just give them a round of applause, because they work really hard every day. So thank you, Amy, Abby, Aubrey, Joe, Rachel, and our interns, Dermon and Quentin. And also want to give a huge shout out and round of applause to Turtle. Thank you so much. Our colleague, Marie McSweeney, has graciously volunteered to be Turtle, and we really appreciate it. Like, who was that? So today we celebrate Baltimore City's LEED Gold certification. And that's just the latest of our major milestones that the city has taken and achieved to meet our climate goals. Over the past year, we've made considerable progress on our goals and strategies and actions outlined in our 2019 sustainability plan. So in 2022, Mayor Scott and his administration announced our goals to achieve carbon neutrality by 2045. And in 2022, we did reduce emissions by 23% compared to our 2007 baselines. And I am yes, clap it up, clap it up. And I am confident that with federal and statewide initiatives to reduce climate change or to reduce emissions across the city, that we will meet those targets. And last year, Baltimore made the A list as one of many cities achieving ambitious climate goals. Our team and city colleagues have a very clear understanding of the impacts and risks climate change poses in our amongst our residents and property across the city. And we're really working tirelessly to advance climate adaptation and mitigation projects. And in 2022, the citywide plastic bag ban continued to be implemented, encouraging everyone while shopping to bring their reusable bags. In the first year of implementation, 35 million bags were prevented from going into our waste stream. Clap it up for that. Definitely. We appreciate all the residents, retailers, and patrons that supported the implementation of the bill. And I want to remind you all as residents, you are a critical piece of implementation to the bill. If you see thin plastic bags in stores, be sure to submit a 311 service request, either via phone, through the app, or online. In 2023, I am certain it will be another bright year for sustainability. Thus far, it's been really inspiring to see the actions that have happened across the city. And the Office of Sustainability, Department of Public Works, Mayor Scott's administration, and other city colleagues are leading and planning some great works that'll shape climate action for the next decade. So you've probably heard of our climate action plan. Raise your hand if you've engaged in some of those events, and our disaster preparedness plan. And you will keep hearing about them, because these plans are about you. They are about your communities. They are about the future of our city, and we want to make sure they are informed by Baltimore City residents. So we have a QR code here tonight. We also have a table here. Our partner that we're working with on the plan, Tetra Check, is here. If you can take our survey for the disaster preparedness plan, that will be critical to informing our efforts moving forward. And we'll be having other engagements for the climate action plan as well as the final draft gets released, because we want to make sure this is a plan that works and speaks to everyone. Our climate action plan will be our pathway to reducing greenhouse gas emissions in the waste, energy, and transportation sectors across the city. So when you see those additional emails and us asking you to engage, please, please, please respond. And Baltimore City, along with 6 other jurisdictions this year, participated in the Environmental Protection Agency's Climate Pollution Reduction Grants. We're really excited about that because in 2024, it will qualify us to compete for $4.6 billion in funding through grants nationally. So, so stay tuned to that. And as Mia and Miriam mentioned, we have our monthly Sustainability Commission meetings that happen every third Wednesday from 4 to 6 p.m. If you ever want to hear about updates in the office, how we're making progress on our sustainability plan and other climate-related plans, please join those meetings. We want to have you there, and they're all open to the public. And the Office of Sustainability released our 2022 Annual Sustainability Report in April. That is the most comprehensive kind of summary of the 2022 accomplishments, and how you can support the implementation of the plan. We also have a monthly newsletter which contains a comprehensive snapshot of all things sustainability happening across the region. And if you're not signed up, we want you to subscribe tonight. And you can follow us on Facebook, IG, Twitter, @SustainBeMore, or LinkedIn. We really, really want people to engage and keep you informed as to the progress going on across the city. Finally, our mascot turtle is here today again, so come over and take a picture. We'll get some more pictures with him and Mayor Scott. Mayor Scott, I know you'll be walking around, so we appreciate you doing that. And I just want to give another warm welcome or warm thank you to everyone, and a special note of gratitude to Morgan State University for hosting us this year. Thank you, and enjoy the meeting.